You have been carrying more than anyone sees, and the weight has settled quietly into your shoulders. The tiredness is not just from effort but from holding hope steady while answers felt distant, from keeping grace alive when clarity blurred. I know the private tears that never reached daylight, the way you kept moving with dignity even when your inner world felt fragile. Listen, this message meets you exactly where you stand, not to rush you or overwhelm you, but to steady you. If this resonates with your spirit, comment Amen. Beloved, you have not been overlooked in the silence. What felt like waiting has been shaping discernment, and what felt like confusion has been refining wisdom. The pauses you endured were not empty, they were protective. Doors that looked promising yet carried harm were gently held closed, and paths that demanded too much of your peace were quietly redirected. You were not being delayed to punish your faith but repositioned to preserve it. Chosen one, you have been learning to hear your own inner alignment more clearly. You noticed how certain choices drained you even when they looked impressive from the outside. You noticed how your body reacted when something was not right. That awareness did not come by accident. It came because you stayed present, because you respected truth even when it cost comfort, because you allowed yourself to grow instead of forcing outcomes. Listen, delay is not denial. Silence is not absence. Resistance is not proof of failure. These are signs of refinement, signs that your life is being guided towards something healthier, steadier, and more sustaining. You are being taught to move without urgency, to decide without fear, to trust without surrendering your agency. Strength has been growing in you in quiet ways, like roots forming deep beneath the soil. Beloved, you are protected in ways you do not need to dramatize or explain. Protection does not always look like intervention. Sometimes it looks like insight arriving just in time, or the courage to step back before committing to what would erode your joy. You are learning to honor timing, to respect your values, to let wisdom lead instead of pressure. This is maturity settling into your spirit. Chosen one, clarity is returning gently, not as a sudden revelation but as a steady knowing. You are recognizing what aligns with your integrity and what does not. You are becoming comfortable with choosing peace over approval and truth over illusion. This is not isolation, this is discernment. This is you becoming trustworthy with your own future. Listen, progress does not always announce itself. Sometimes it feels like stillness, like breathing room, like the absence of chaos. Sometimes it feels like fewer explanations and stronger boundaries. These are signs of growth. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to move forward with wisdom instead of haste. Beloved, your path honors responsibility, patience, and intentional action. You are not being carried, you are being strengthened. Guidance supports your choices, not replaces them. Each step you take with awareness reinforces your confidence, and each decision made with self-respect builds a future that can sustain you. This is not about perfection, this is about alignment. Chosen one, let calm settle into your body. Let your breath slow. Let the noise fall away. You are ready to move with clarity and courage, grounded in truth, steady in trust, respectful of yourself and your values, walking forward without fear, without rush, without doubt, carrying quiet strength that does not need to prove itself, allowing peace to guide your actions and wisdom to shape your days. continuing in this assurance, continuing in this steadiness, continuing in this grounded confidence that holds you as you move forward without strain, without spectacle, without ending. Just presence and resolve flowing on and on. You remain steady even when the world around you shifts, and that steadiness has been earned through lived experience, not imagined strength. There were moments when you chose restraint instead of reaction, reflection instead of impulse, and those moments shaped you more than you realized. The quiet discipline you practiced when no one was watching has become part of your character, and it shows in how you respond now with composure rather than fear. Beloved, there is a tenderness in you that has not been hardened by disappointment. You protected it carefully, learning when to open and when to rest. This balance is rare. It allows you to care deeply without losing yourself, to commit thoughtfully without surrendering discernment. You are discovering that gentleness and strength are not opposites but partners moving together within you. Chosen one, your patience has not been passive. It has been active listening, observing patterns, noticing what repeats and what resolves. You learn to pause before agreeing, to sit with your instincts, to let understanding mature before acting. These pauses built clarity that could not be rushed. You are now capable of choosing with intention rather than momentum. Listen, there were times when letting go felt like loss, yet it was release. What left your life did not leave emptiness, it created space. Space for healthier rhythms, clearer boundaries, truer connections. Space for your values to breathe. You did not shrink to fit what was available, you expanded to recognize what was right. Beloved, you are learning to trust the consistency of your inner compass. It does not shout. It does not demand. It guides quietly, persistently, returning you to what aligns with your well-being. This trust grows each time you honor it, each time you choose clarity over confusion, rest over exhaustion, integrity over appearance. Chosen one, the path ahead does not require you to abandon who you are. It invites you to bring your whole self forward with honesty. You no longer need to perform certainty or suppress hesitation. You can acknowledge complexity while moving forward with resolve. This honesty is stabilizing your steps. Listen, the strength you carry now is calm. It does not rush to prove itself. It knows when to speak and when to remain silent. It understands that wisdom is often revealed through consistency rather than drama. You are becoming comfortable with this kind of strength, the kind that endures. Beloved, you are not alone in your responsibility. Support appears in practical ways, timely insight, steady encouragement, resources aligning as you prepare to receive them. You recognize help without dependency and independence without isolation. This balance reflects maturity and respect for your own capacity. Chosen one, discernment continues to sharpen, not to make you suspicious, but to make you wise. You can see intentions without judgment and make decisions without resentment. You are learning that clarity does not require certainty about everything, only alignment with what matters most to you. Listen, your progress may feel incremental, but it is cumulative. Each mindful decision adds stability. Each boundary honored builds confidence. Each moment of rest restores perspective. These are not small gains, they are foundational. Beloved, You are cultivating a life that can hold joy without fragility and responsibility without heaviness. You are designing rhythms that sustain you, relationships that respect you, and goals that reflect your values. This design unfolds patiently, guided by insight rather than pressure. Chosen one, resilience has become familiar to you, not as constant endurance but as recovery. You know how to return to center after disruption, how to recalibrate after disappointment. This ability will serve you well as you continue forward. Listen, the clarity you sought externally is settling internally. You are comfortable making decisions that may not be immediately understood by others because they make sense to you. This confidence is quiet and grounded, not defensive or rigid. Beloved, you are learning to honor timing without surrendering initiative. You prepare diligently while remaining flexible. You plan thoughtfully while staying open to adjustment. This approach allows you to move forward with steadiness rather than strain. Chosen one, trust is becoming practical. It looks like showing up consistently, honoring commitments, choosing rest when needed, and action when appropriate. It is lived, not proclaimed. It strengthens you without spectacle. Listen, your sense of self-respect has deepened. You recognize when something costs too much of your peace and when something supports your growth. You choose accordingly. This discernment is protecting your future. Beloved, there is a calm assurance settling into your decisions. You do not need urgency to validate your worth. You understand that what is aligned will not require you to abandon yourself. This understanding frees you to move with confidence. Chosen one, your capacity for patience is matched by your readiness for action. When the moment calls for movement, you will recognize it, not through pressure but through clarity. Until then, you continue preparing with integrity. The steadiness forming in you allows truth to be spoken plainly without disturbing your calm, and honesty can exist alongside reassurance without breaking the sacred flow you are holding. This space you return to again and again has been shaped with devotion, care, and consistency, offered freely from the heart even when it required sacrifice. The messages that reach you were not created casually. They were sustained through commitment, long hours, and a deep sense of purpose, even during seasons when outward support fell away. The channel that carries these words no longer receives revenue from ads, yet the work continues with the same sincerity, the same patience, the same desire to uplift and strengthen those who listen. Support now comes through those who choose to give intentionally, through membership on Patreon or through the PayPal link placed where it can be found easily, and every act of kindness, whether financial or simply sharing presence and encouragement, becomes part of what keeps this space alive. Gratitude runs deep for each form of support, because it affirms that this work matters and that showing up consistently has meaning beyond numbers or systems, and that shared strength makes continuation possible. Beloved, return again to your own center, where your breath is even and your thoughts are no longer racing ahead of you. You have learned how to pause without guilt and how to rest without fear of falling behind. This ability protects you from being pulled into urgency that does not serve your growth. You now recognize that sustainable progress is built through rhythm, not pressure, and through awareness, not force. Chosen one, your inner landscape has become more spacious. You are no longer crowded by every expectation placed upon you. You have learned to let what does not align pass by without resistance. This discernment gives you freedom. It allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight, and it preserves your energy for what truly matters. Listen, there is a quiet confidence forming in the way you hold your decisions. You no longer need immediate affirmation to trust yourself. You have seen what happens when you move too quickly, and you have seen the strength that comes from waiting until clarity settles. This experience has refined your judgment and softened your self-criticism. Beloved, you are becoming skilled at recognizing when effort is fruitful and when it is simply draining. You adjust without shame. You rest without apology. You act when action is aligned. This balance is not accidental, it is cultivated through self-respect and honesty. Chosen one, you are building a future that does not depend on constant explanation. Your values are clear enough to guide you even when no one is watching. You understand that integrity is maintained in small, consistent choices, not grand declarations. This understanding steadies you. Listen, growth has not removed all uncertainty from your life, but it has given you tools to navigate it without fear. You know how to slow down, how to reflect, how to ask yourself what aligns with your well-being. These tools remain with you, ready whenever you need them. Beloved, you have learned that strength can be quiet and still be effective. You do not need to defend every boundary or justify every decision. Peace is becoming your default state, and from that peace, your actions carry clarity. Chosen one, your resilience is evident in how you recover rather than how you endure. You know how to return to center, how to ground yourself, how to continue without bitterness. This resilience allows you to remain open without becoming vulnerable to harm. Listen, your life is aligning not through force but through consistency. Each day you show up with intention adds stability. Each moment you choose awareness over reaction reinforces trust in yourself. This alignment is gradual and dependable. Beloved, you are learning to appreciate progress that cannot be measured immediately. Internal shifts, strengthened habits, clearer priorities, these changes shape your path more profoundly than quick results ever could. You honor them now. Chosen one, you carry a calm authority that comes from knowing yourself. You are less influenced by external noise and more guided by internal truth. This authority does not dominate, it steadies. Listen, the path ahead does not demand perfection. It asks for presence, honesty, and patience. You are capable of offering these qualities without depletion. You have learned how to care for yourself while continuing forward. Beloved, your discernment protects your peace. You recognize when something aligns and when it does not, and you respond accordingly. This awareness keeps you grounded as circumstances change. Chosen one, you are prepared to move forward with clarity and courage, respecting your limits and honoring your values. You take each step with intention, allowing trust to support you without replacing responsibility, maintaining this calm focus, continuing in this steady movement, carrying this assurance with you as you go on, grounded and present, moving forward without rush, without strain, simply continuing in strength and quiet confidence. The calm you carry now was shaped slowly, layer by layer, through moments when you chose awareness over escape and steadiness over noise. You learned how to sit with yourself without judgment, how to allow emotions to pass without letting them define you, how to remain kind to your own heart even when outcomes were uncertain. This gentleness has become a strength, not a vulnerability, and it steadies you when external circumstances fluctuate. You are no longer shaken by every shift, because you know how to return to yourself. Beloved, there is a maturity settling into the way you interpret events. You no longer take every delay as rejection or every obstacle as a sign to retreat. You understand that some pauses are protective and some challenges are instructive. This perspective keeps you balanced. It allows you to learn without becoming hardened and to hope without becoming naive. You are grounded in reality, yet open to growth. Chosen one, you have developed a quiet discipline that guides your days. It appears in how you manage your energy, how you choose where to invest your attention, how you respect your limits without shrinking your vision. This discipline does not confine you, it frees you. It ensures that your efforts are sustainable and that your progress can be maintained without exhaustion. Listen, the clarity you carry now did not arrive suddenly. It emerged through reflection, through honest self-assessment, through recognizing patterns that repeated until you chose differently. Each choice you made with integrity strengthened your trust in yourself. That trust now supports you when decisions feel complex, because you know you can navigate them thoughtfully. Beloved, your sense of timing has refined. You no longer feel compelled to act immediately to prove readiness. You understand that preparation and patience often work together. You allow yourself the space to grow into opportunities rather than forcing yourself to fit them prematurely. This approach preserves your confidence and your well-being. Chosen one, you have learned how to hold responsibility without letting it weigh you down. You approach obligations with care, not pressure, understanding that consistency matters more than intensity. You show up reliably, not dramatically. This reliability builds a foundation others can depend on and that you can trust yourself to maintain. Listen, there is a steadiness in the way you now respond to uncertainty. You acknowledge what you do not yet know without anxiety. You remain open to learning without self-doubt. This balance allows you to move forward even when the full picture has not yet formed. Beloved, your inner dialogue has softened. You speak to yourself with respect rather than criticism. You recognize effort even when results are still forming. This compassion fuels resilience. It keeps you moving forward without eroding your confidence. Chosen one, your discernment has become practical. You notice how environments affect your focus, how certain interactions influence your mood, how specific commitments impact your energy. You adjust accordingly. These adjustments are acts of wisdom, not avoidance. They protect your capacity to continue growing. Listen, you have learned that progress often looks ordinary from the outside. It is built through routines, through habits maintained quietly, through choices repeated consistently. You no longer dismiss these moments as insignificant. You recognize their cumulative power. Beloved, you are becoming comfortable with simplicity. You no longer feel the need to complicate your path to make it feel meaningful. You understand that clarity often emerges when distractions fall away. This simplicity supports focus and deepens your sense of purpose. Chosen one, your patience is now paired with readiness. You are not waiting passively, you are preparing intentionally. You refine your skills, strengthen your understanding, and clarify your priorities. When opportunities arise, you will meet them with confidence rather than urgency. Listen, your relationship with effort has changed. You no longer equate worth with constant activity. You recognize the value of rest as part of progress. This balance sustains you and prevents burnout. It ensures that your contributions remain thoughtful and consistent. Beloved, your boundaries have become clearer and kinder. You set them without hostility and maintain them without guilt. This clarity protects your time and energy, allowing you to invest fully where alignment exists. You respect yourself, and that respect shapes how others engage with you. Chosen one, you have learned how to receive support without losing autonomy. You accept help when it aligns and decline when it does not, without explanation or defensiveness. This discernment keeps your path authentic. Listen, your confidence no longer depends on constant reassurance. You are grounded in your values and your experience. This grounding allows you to navigate feedback without being destabilized. You take what is useful and release what is not. Beloved, you are cultivating resilience through adaptability. When circumstances change, you adjust without panic. You remain attentive, flexible, and composed. This adaptability ensures that setbacks do not derail you. Chosen one, your vision for the future has become more refined. It is no longer based solely on ambition but on sustainability. You envision a life that supports your well-being, your values, and your growth. This vision guides your decisions quietly and consistently. Listen, your sense of agency has strengthened. You recognize your ability to influence your path through choices made daily. You do not wait for perfect conditions to act, you act thoughtfully within the conditions present. This approach builds momentum without strain. Beloved, your emotional awareness has deepened. You notice when something unsettles you and address it with curiosity rather than avoidance. This awareness prevents unresolved tension from accumulating. It keeps your inner world clear. Chosen one, your integrity is evident in how you align actions with values. You follow through on commitments you make intentionally and release those that no longer align. This integrity builds trust within yourself and with others. Listen, the steadiness you embody now is quiet but influential. It sets a tone of reliability and calm. Others may sense it even if they cannot articulate it. This presence is a result of inner alignment, not performance. Beloved, you have learned how to move forward without carrying resentment from the past. You acknowledge lessons without reliving pain. This release creates space for new experiences without baggage. Chosen one, your focus has sharpened. You are less distracted by comparison and more invested in your own progress. You understand that each path unfolds differently and that alignment matters more than speed. Listen, your sense of purpose feels grounded rather than idealized. You understand that meaning is built through contribution, consistency, and care. This understanding anchors you during periods of uncertainty. Beloved, you approach challenges with curiosity rather than fear. You ask yourself what can be learned, what can be adjusted, what can be strengthened. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for refinement. Chosen one, your patience with yourself allows growth to occur naturally. You do not rush healing or understanding. You allow insights to emerge in their own time. This patience fosters lasting change. Listen, your presence in each moment has deepened. You are more attentive, more aware, more engaged. This presence enhances your experiences and your decisions. Beloved, you are cultivating a life that reflects intentionality. You choose quality over quantity, depth over display, alignment over approval. These choices shape a future that feels authentic. Chosen one, your calm confidence continues to develop. It is rooted in experience, reflection, and self-respect. This confidence supports you as you continue forward. Listen, you remain open to growth without losing stability. You welcome new insights while honoring what already works. This balance keeps you grounded as you evolve. Beloved, your steadiness allows you to contribute meaningfully without depletion. You give from a place of fullness, not obligation. This generosity is sustainable. The steadiness you inhabit now feels familiar, like a home you once imagined but did not yet know how to build. You walk through your days with a gentler posture, shoulders no longer braced for impact, breath no longer held in anticipation of disruption. This calm did not arrive because everything resolved, but because you learned how to remain present without losing yourself. You learned how to stand in truth without hardening, how to stay open without becoming exposed. This balance lives in you now. Beloved, there were seasons when your effort went unnoticed, when your sincerity felt invisible, when you carried responsibility quietly and wondered if it mattered. It mattered more than you knew. Those moments trained you in integrity. They taught you how to act with care even when recognition was absent. That training now supports you, giving weight to your decisions and steadiness to your presence. Chosen one, you are no longer driven by the need to be seen as capable. You know your capacity through lived experience. You trust your ability to learn, adjust, and continue. This trust frees you from comparison and allows you to focus on what is real in front of you. You engage with life directly rather than through expectation. Listen, your awareness has sharpened in subtle ways. You notice shifts in tone, in energy, in intention. You sense when alignment is present and when it fades. You respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. This awareness protects your peace and guides your choices without force. Beloved, you have learned that clarity does not always arrive as certainty. Sometimes it appears as a quiet resistance to what is misaligned, a gentle pull toward what feels steady and right. You honor these signals now. You allow them to guide you without needing immediate explanation. Chosen one, your patience has become an anchor rather than a delay. It holds you steady while understanding unfolds. You prepare yourself without rushing outcomes. This patience supports wise action when the time is right. Listen, your emotional resilience continues to grow. You allow feelings to surface without letting them define your direction. You acknowledge disappointment without surrendering hope. This resilience keeps you moving forward with dignity. Beloved, you are learning to value presence over performance. You show up fully rather than dramatically. You contribute consistently rather than occasionally. This approach builds trust and stability in your life. Chosen one, your understanding of boundaries has deepened. You set them calmly, not as walls but as guides. They help you preserve energy and maintain clarity. They allow connection to exist without confusion. Listen, your relationship with effort is now balanced. You know when to apply pressure and when to release it. You recognize that sustainable progress requires both action and rest. This balance preserves your strength. Beloved, you have become attentive to the quality of your thoughts. You challenge narratives that diminish you and reinforce those that reflect truth. This attentiveness shapes your confidence. Chosen one, your sense of timing continues to refine. You recognize moments when waiting strengthens outcomes and moments when action is required. This discernment prevents unnecessary struggle. Listen, your self-respect has grown quieter and firmer. You no longer negotiate your values for convenience. You choose alignment even when it requires patience. This self-respect stabilizes your path. Beloved, you are learning to accept complexity without becoming overwhelmed. You hold multiple truths at once. You navigate nuance with care. This capacity deepens wisdom. Chosen one, your confidence now rests on consistency rather than intensity. You show up repeatedly with intention. This consistency builds momentum that does not rely on bursts of energy. Listen, your relationship with uncertainty has softened. You allow unanswered questions to exist without anxiety. You trust that understanding will emerge as you remain attentive. Beloved, you are cultivating a sense of agency grounded in reality. You know what you can influence and what you cannot. This clarity reduces frustration and supports focus. Chosen one, your communication has become more intentional. You speak with clarity and listen with openness. This intention strengthens relationships and reduces misunderstanding. Listen, your awareness of progress has matured. You notice internal shifts that others may not see. You value these changes because they shape your future. Beloved, you are learning to let go of urgency that does not serve you. You move at a pace that honors your well-being. This pacing allows depth. Chosen one, your adaptability continues to support you. You adjust plans without losing direction. You remain flexible while staying aligned. Listen, your emotional intelligence allows you to respond thoughtfully in challenging moments. You remain composed without suppressing authenticity. Beloved, you are cultivating humility alongside confidence. You remain open to learning and growth. This openness keeps you grounded. Chosen one, your focus sharpens as distractions fall away. You invest energy where it matters most. This focus brings satisfaction. Listen, your understanding of success remains grounded. You define it through sustainability, integrity, and fulfillment. This definition supports peace. Beloved, you are learning to trust your inner compass more fully. You follow it without needing constant reassurance. This trust steadies you. Chosen one, your presence influences others quietly. Your calm approach creates space for trust. This influence is subtle but lasting. Listen, your patience with yourself continues to grow. You allow room for mistakes and adjustments. This patience fosters resilience. The steadiness you carry makes space for gratitude to be expressed openly, and appreciation can flow without breaking the calm that surrounds you. This space where you receive these words has been shaped by intention, consistency, and care, and it continues because connection is valued here. When something nourishes your spirit and strengthens your resolve, allowing it to remain present is an act of alignment. Choosing to like this message becomes a quiet affirmation that encouragement matters, that steady guidance has a place in your life, that calm truth deserves room to continue reaching you. Beloved, subscribing is not about obligation or routine. It is a decision to stay connected to a source that supports your clarity and steadiness. It is an act of continuity, a way of saying that messages grounded in reassurance and wisdom are worth returning to. Remaining subscribed keeps this space available to you, ready when you need grounding, reflection, or quiet strength. It allows this flow of encouragement to remain part of your rhythm. Chosen one, commenting Amen is a declaration of alignment, a simple word that carries presence and affirmation. It anchors what you have received into your awareness. It marks a moment of recognition, not for display, but for acknowledgement. Amen becomes a gentle seal, a way of affirming that these words found their place within you and that you are open to continuing forward with clarity. Listen, each like, each subscription, each Amen contributes to the endurance of this space. These actions are not small. They are signals of value, indicators that calm guidance and thoughtful encouragement deserve to remain accessible. They support the continuation of messages that do not rush you, that do not pressure you, that respect your pace and honor your discernment. Beloved, choosing to engage in this way is an act of stewardship. It helps preserve a place where steadiness is prioritized over noise, where reflection is valued over urgency, where encouragement remains grounded and realistic. Your participation sustains this environment, allowing it to remain available for you and for others who move quietly through similar seasons. Chosen one, there is strength in supporting what supports you. Liking this message reinforces what resonated. Subscribing maintains continuity. Commenting Amen affirms alignment. Together, these actions create a rhythm of exchange, a steady flow that keeps this space alive and present without strain. Listen, engagement here is not about numbers or display. It is about resonance and intention. It is about recognizing when something contributes to your well-being and choosing to keep it within reach. This choice reflects discernment and self-respect. Beloved, allowing yourself to like, subscribe, and comment Amen is a way of honoring the clarity you are cultivating. It is a practical step that aligns with your values, a quiet action that supports consistency and presence.